Welcome to our first video lesson on working with watercolors and doing some skill development. So I want to just show you some very well done artworks with watercolor and look closely at these for just a minute to see some of the things that we want to try to develop skills with. So when we look at well done watercolor artworks, we see that there is color mixing and blending, and we also see value changes, which means a light color moving into a darker color of sort of that same color. So different levels of saturation with the paint are also what makes a watercolor effective and some success with it. So I just want to show you also here, we did a watercolor project last semester with my grade 10s. These are some of the ones that we had framed that were in the front showcase for the Black History Month. So here's just so you can see what a few of the students did last semester with a watercolor project that we did. So we first did skill building, and then we went to moving on to a project, which is going to be similar to what we're doing with our watercolors. So the first step is to, we're going to do one page of skill development here, and it's going to be, you're going to sort of grab these supplies. So you need your brushes, you need some water, and your paints, and then that long page. So you're going to start by doing a 8-inch section there. We're going to break it off into little squares. So you have all the squares going 8 inches across, 1 inch per box, and then you've got two sort of rectangular boxes there that you'll create at the bottom. And so the top part is going to be a value scale, which means you are putting color in each box from lightest and then to darkest. So the reason that we're doing this is that we want to practice having different levels of saturation with the paint, and I want you to practice understanding that we want to use this in an artwork. So we want to have a little bit of water on our brush with a lot of paint, and sometimes we want to have a lot of water on our brush with a very little bit of paint. I like to work in the top part of the tray there. Here I just want you guys to see this is sort of my real time here. Most of this is sped up, but I want to sort of show you guys how long it takes to do sort of one box. And then it goes to being sped up again here. So I like to mix my paint in the tray there and just keep adding a little bit more paint to it. That's my sort of way that I like to do it, and a lot of watercolor artists will do it that way. So just a tip that you might want to try it out like that. So once I get to the end there, I have a lot of paint and very little water. This next part here, you can see I'm just adding water onto that area. And then I'm going to think about the color wheel and which colors are going to mix together. So you're going to do a 3-color transition. So I'm going to do red, orange to yellow. You can Google a color wheel if you're not sure which colors will mix. And then you are going on top of that wet area. The colors will mix and blend together better when you already have the paper a little bit wet. So that's just my recommendation to do that. So here I'm kind of going back, adding more orange, adding more yellow, adding more red, and just kind of, playing with it until you get a nice smooth transition from one color to the next. So I want you to do 2 3-color transitions. So you don't have to do the exact same colors that I did. They're going to be close because, you're doing 3 colors on the color wheel. So here I'm doing green, fading into blue, and then fading into purple. So that's my second one there. So you're just going back and forth, making sure that you're trying to get, not so you have a harsh line from one color to the next, you want to have a smooth color transition. And so I'm just kind of reworking it there and fixing it up. And so, the goal is that these are, to be used in these ideas to be used in the artwork that you're going to be creating. So this is your first sort of skill building. I'm just labeling it here. I'm saying 3-color transition, wet paper with wet brush, and then value scale at the top, dark value on one side, and then fading to light value on the other side. And then that would be the final page that you would submit to teams for this first skill building activity.